crash at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway after a wild weekend of qualifications. The havoc carried over into practice this afternoon. Sports Director Anthony Calhoun joins us live from IMS.
And AC, a busy couple of hours for all 33 teams that was headlined by a crash on turn 1, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Good evening to you. Here we are at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Thank you, AC. The field of 33 is set. The drivers paused practice for a few moments today to take the traditional full field photo on the Yard of Bricks. Two previous race winners found themselves on either side of the prestigious Borg-Warner Trophy. 2018 Indy 500 champion Will Power and 2008 race winner Scott Dixon. The Indy 500 is now just less than 1 week away, and parking is no longer available at IMS, but there are options in Speedway, and police are reminding drivers about parking restrictions or they could face a big fine. News 8's Camila Fernandez has more on what you can expect.
With no more parking left available at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway,
the Supreme Court will not hear the case of an Indiana man jailed 3 times for unpaid child support. The justices rejected Kenneth Chambers' appeal today. He was arrested in 2017, 2020, and 2021 for failure to pay child support. Chambers claimed Hamilton County authorities violated his constitutional and civil rights. He was seeking at least $20 million in damages. A federal judge in Indianapolis and a federal appeals court both rejected his lawsuit last year. The city of Lawrence has a new police chief. The mayor named Curtis Bixby to the role today. He will replace Gary Woodruff, who is nearing his retirement after 40 years in law enforcement. Bixby had served as deputy chief and has also been a patrol officer and detective. Among his top priorities, reducing crime, which he says can be done by engaging the city's youth.
Education Report is made possible by Indiana Learns.
Which TV is your education station? Weapons in schools. It happened 10 times in 2 Perry Township high schools just this year.
Yeah, and school officials in Perry Township now say they have a new way to keep those weapons from harming your child. News 8's government reporter Garrett Berquist explains what those students can expect next year.
School officials say no one particular incident prompted them to order the detection systems.
Purdue will host a public hearing next week to discuss a proposed tuition freeze. Under the current draft, tuition will stay the same through 2025, which stands at nearly $10,000 for in-state tuition. That's only for West Lafayette's campus. Regional campuses like Purdue Fort Wayne or Purdue Northwest will see a 3% increase. The hearing will also discuss a jump in the cost for certain programs. It's set for June 1st at 10 a.m. on the main campus. And we are taking a live look, Phil, at Monument Circle. Beautiful day outside.
Oh, yeah. Ryan Morris joining us now after a beautiful weekend, Ryan. Here we go. Fantastic weather.
Yeah. Dry stretch of days set to continue, and we still don't have a rain chance in this next 8-day forecast. So staying quiet. We'll get to that Indy 500 forecast in a second here.
Health Spotlight, presented by Community Health Network.
Welcome back to your Health Spotlight tonight. Science proving one of the smallest things on Earth can wipe out one of our biggest problems.
And new COVID-killing nanocoatings may soon be coming to a store near you. News 8's Lena Pringle has the details.
COVID-19 first hit the news more than 3 years ago.
Watching Wish TV, Indiana's only statewide TV news network. This is breaking news.
We are following breaking news for you right now. Indiana State Police confirm a state trooper has been involved in a shooting in Indianapolis. A state police spokesperson confirms it happened in the 7800 block of Brookville Road. That's near I-465 and I-74 on the southeast side. State police say the trooper is okay, but have not provided other information. We have a crew on the way and we'll have more as we get it.
We'll stay on top of that. Right now at 5 o'clock, meanwhile, a high-stakes meeting in the Oval Office. President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy are currently sitting down to negotiate raising the nation's debt ceiling.
And that's right, Phil. The clock is ticking. We are 10 days away from the deadline of a potentially chaotic federal default. Mike Valerio reports on what that means for you.
The stakes are high.
The man accused of killing 4 college students declined to enter a plea. Brian Koberger went before a judge today. He's charged with murder and burglary. The judge entered not guilty pleas after he refused to enter a plea. Koberger could potentially face the death penalty for the November killings of 4 University of Idaho students. He was pulled over twice in Indiana on his way to his parents' home in Pennsylvania after the murders. A trial date was set for October 2nd. NDOT will host public information meetings in June focused on US 30 and 31 in northern Indiana. The meetings will dive into Propel 30 and 31 and planning an environmental study that NDOT says will assess innovative ways to renovate roadways while prioritizing community needs. The first meeting will be held on June 5th at Argos High School in Argos. For a complete list of meeting sites and more information on the project, grab your phone and scan the QR code on your screen. That will take you to the As Seen section of our website where you can find the story. Well, we can get ready for a warm weekend. We are talking temperatures in the 80s as we are less than a week out from the Indy 500.
Brian, all eyes on that forecast.
Yeah, all eyes on the forecast. I think we're dry pretty much through most of this forecast. There is a rain chance potentially, but that's mainly in the states to our east. But for the meantime, fantastic conditions out there right now. Live look at our Wish TV tower camera.
The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is ready to bring back another event once the Indy 500 is over.
It's welcoming back the Battle of the Bricks racing event. News 8's Amisha Ramsey has more on what the fans have to look forward to.
It's been nearly a decade since IMS has hosted the IMSA Battle on the Bricks.
The 500 Speedway Today, presented by CareSource and Indiana Economic Development Corporation.
Race week is underway, and we are now just 6 days away from the 107th Indianapolis 500.
Cars back on the track this afternoon, which included our first crash. Sports Director Anthony Calhoun joining us now live at IMS after day 7 of practice, AC.
That's right, guys. Good evening to you. Speedway Today is here, ready to go.
We're going to take a live look outside. It looks like it's a little bit of clouds out there, but still a little warm, not enough to really knock off all of that heat. Brian, what can you tell us about this weather that we're seeing and we will see in the coming days?
A very dry forecast ahead of us, and we just saw on that camera there, you can still see some high clouds, so that's in place this evening. Other thing to mention.
On today's Kidding with Kayla, we're taking the conversation to the racetrack.
Since it's the week of the Indy 500, Kayla is talking about the similarities between race cars and kids.
For more
from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
One thing that I was shocked about her saying is comparing blowouts to kids.
Was that your first time of hearing that expression for the kiddos?
Well, no, but it's always funny when you don't have to deal with the cleanup.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, right? And I think that's a fantastic analogy by Kayla. That was good stuff. For more Kidding with Kayla, click the Kidding with Kayla tab on wishtv.com or follow Kayla Sullivan on Facebook. Ryan.
All right, the warm air is set to continue through the next couple days, multiple days in the 80s, but we do drop off as we head into the day on Thursday. I'll have more coming up in my full forecast.
We're hearing from Kagan Klein on why he changed his plea, plus the latest twist in the case from one of his lawyers.